Hi. So today kind of I was inspired to do this audio by one of my clients where we had a conversation, and this is by no means this client is like the people I'm gonna talk about. So don't get me wrong. Um, so basically, it's gonna be about um, people that are searching for a spellcaster to bring them back an ex and force them to be with them. So people that demand their ex back with them, the people who want a love slave, the people who tell you when they reach out, I want a slave. I want them to be my slave. And we're going to talk about why we should have compassion for these people. We should always see everything with the eyes of love, guys. Even people who are being mean to us, because there's a reason why they're mean. They're not just mean because, they're evil. Nobody is truly evil, I think. People are just insecure and hurt. So, let's go back to our topic. The people who want to force their ex to be with them. There's a lot of people like that in the magical community. This is the main reason why I am no longer available for the general public. So I mainly work with my clients that I have from before, and I rarely take someone new. So the reason why is because so many people are viewing magic in the wrong way. And that's okay by me. I just don't want to be a part of that. I don't mind people expecting these things out of magic. I'm not trying to tell them, oh no, you should change yourself. No, that's not it. It's okay if they think they can get a slave, fine. It's a part of their growing journey. So nothing I can do there. Okay. Um, but we are gonna analyze them a bit now, just so you can understand better what it's about and why we shouldn't we shouldn't be um, I don't know, mean to them, I guess. So people who want to force their exes to be with them, who search for a caster that will bring them back their ex, even though their ex doesn't want to be with them at all. There's nothing to waken up in them. They just don't want them back and they can't accept it. And they demand for someone to make the ex basically their slave. And they will actually write it with those words. I want them to be my slave. And this is why domination spells are so popular, because they want to dominate the ex. And I'm not even going to talk about today how this is wrong morally, because it is. I'm going to say, number one, it can't be done. It can't be done. So these people will try a bunch of spellcasters, and these spellcasters, are going to provide a service regarding if they're scammers or not. They don't have to be a scammer to provide this service, because they're just providing service. And that's okay, because not everyone views magic from a moral point of view. There's nothing wrong with that. They simply provide a service. I don't simply provide a service, and that's my right. But again, I'm not trying to say that anyone who does is a bad person, a bad witch. No, they're not. They're providing a service, and that's fine. I'm gonna talk about other stuff, psychology of these people. So number one, of course, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work ever, because you can't make anyone a slave. That's just something that magic can't do. it's not gonna work. And they're just gonna be more and more bitter and more frustrated. And they're gonna be like, magic doesn't work, everyone is a scammer, every single person. And they probably have been to some spellcasters that are not scammers, but they just can't force someone to be with them. So the thing is, these people who demand a slave, this is their issue. They don't love themselves, number one. They don't love themselves at all. They don't respect themselves at all. They don't think they're worthy at all because they think they need to force someone, enslave someone, make someone a slave in order to stay with them, in order to get love. They think they need a slave. So that's number one. Obviously, if they think they need a slave and that a person will not, be with them with other methods, there's a problem, right? Another thing is they don't love that ex either, okay? Because when you love someone, you respect them. You don't want to make them a slave. You don't want to take away their brain and put demons into them and make them a slave. And then this is just silly example. I'm over exaggerating, of course, just to prove a point. So don't take my words in like general way, because I know that's not how it works. So they don't love their ex because they want them to be their slave. You don't love a person you want to force or make a slave or something. You think you do, but it's not love. It's not love. So they can't love, and they don't love themselves. Of course, they're gonna, be hateful towards others. Of course, they're gonna accuse everyone of scamming. Of course, they're gonna do things like that because, they're not getting what they want, and it's everyone else's fault. And they don't see where the problem lies. They don't see that the problem is them. Yeah, the problem is them. They don't see that because they think they can't be the problem. They simply want their ex back as a slave, and they have to have it. And if they don't have it, then it's everyone else's fault. But nobody can do this. Number one. Number two, it's wrong. And number three, if you want this, you should work on yourself a lot. You need to grow as a person so much. You need to fix yourself, and you will never ever get that ex back if this is gonna be your mindset. If your mindset's gonna be, I want them as my slave, and the magic is just gonna make them my slave, and it has to. That's how magic works. It creates love slaves. It does not. And basically, this is the issue with people who want slaves. I will not be a part of it, but I don't mind that some will. It's none of my business, and I'm aware that people are simply providing the service. So, no hate toward any other spellcaster, providing they're not scamming. But these people do not need a spellcaster. These people need therapy. These people need to work on themselves. They're the problem and they need help. The ex is not the problem. All of the casters they have tried to do dominations for them are not the problem. The problem lies in them. And they will blame everyone else except themselves. And they will not understand what the issue is. They will not understand that they need to work on themselves, on their mindset, on their self-concept, on so many stuff, and that they need therapy. They need therapy, guys. They don't need a witch. So, and when I refuse people like this, I never say, oh, you need therapy, not a witch. I simply say, I don't do domination spells. So, it's not up to me to tell anyone what they need to do, because people will still do what they want to do, and people will still not understand how magic really works and where I'm coming from. And that's okay. That's fine. I can't change everyone's mind about magic, and I don't want to. Um, but I just wanted to explain it to you guys so you can see that these people we should feel sorry for and have compassion for, because they're in such a big lack of love in general. Love, self-love. Love is love, right? So, lack of love, and it's sad, and they need to figure out why, and they need to figure out a lot of stuff about them. And they may or may not achieve that in this lifetime. um, Everyone has a different journey, and that's okay. Again, so that is what I have to say on that topic. It's actually sad, but it is what it is. There's so many people, getting these domination spells, trying to, force someone to be a slave. And it will always be like this, because magic is portrayed as this. So people expect things like this, and they think it's okay also to expect things like this, because how they say there is no black and white magic, uh, which I think would be a right way to say it, but there are right and wrong intentions for sure. And again, this is just my opinion, just my way of doing things, and just something I wanted to share with you guys, basically. Thank you for listening.